What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode from Backyard Boys. If you guys are new to this channel, please lightly tap the subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications. For those of you guys that are following this A3 build, yes, it may not be the most exciting, but I'm gonna tell you guys one thing. I'll make it short and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up in this episode. So in this episode, we're gonna go ahead and finish everything that we need to do in order to get the car off the frame machine and back to the customer. Right now, we got the gap set. I showed you guys in the previous episode. The end of the previous episode, we got this gap set and it's looking very pretty, nice and flush here. And holding this door closed, we have something in the way over here. That gap is set as well, right there. So what we need to do is go ahead and put in this piece that we pulled off. This is off the donor car. Here's the old piece. It was beat up. We got to put this piece in. It goes right over here like so. We're gonna go ahead and put that piece in, and before we put that piece in, we're gonna repair this inner structure over here, or inner piece right here, inner quarter panel. We did pull the wheel off, that way I have nice and clean access to hammer it here. And then we have a little knick-knack to get out, and we can put this outer skin on. So the knick-knack is actually, you know what, you probably can't even see it. Yeah, you literally can't see it. Anyways, I gotta tap it with the hammer lightly, and we're gonna go ahead and get our precision cuts in for our new B-pillar skin slash quarter panel skin and get all that welded in. So I'm gonna set you guys up, you know, give you guys some clean cinematic shots, show you guys, and pause and explain in parts where more complicated, where take more skill set, and tell you guys exactly what I'm doing, where my brain is at, and let's get right into it. Alright guys, well, in the previous episodes I've been doing more jabbering and explaining what I'm doing, and in this episode I'm just trying to get it done, just trying to get it busted out. Basically what we got done here is we got some of our cuts here. Yes, this cut is not that pretty. It was actually really hard to get the cut in because we're like kind of three-way cutting it, but we're still going to move the quarter panel just a little bit up. I mean, this little B pillar, move it a little bit up here, a little bit up here, so this gap will get tighter. But as you guys saw in the video, we did get everything painted in. We welded this piece in, and before we do get the doors on, before we do weld this on, sorry, we got to get the doors on one more time, make sure all the gaps are sitting, making sure the doors are tightening, I mean like closing, and there is no basically air, water leaks whatsoever. But we're gonna do all that tomorrow, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Guys, so we are flying through this Audi A3 because we do want to get it done as soon as possible and give it back to the customer. I just want to give you guys a little quick update on what is happening and what is going to happen, because I'm going to go ahead and bust through this as fast as I can. So I went ahead and prepped the inner panel, and the inner panel is all pulled out. We went ahead and double checked the gaps like 6 times. Once everything is welded in, I'll show you guys once again. The inside panel, I didn't really spray it with cavity, or not with cavity wax, with weld through primer, because I noticed when I spray it with weld through primer, my welding is just, it gets sloppy. I don't know why. So there's this cavity wax stuff, and it's just, you know, it's just like, it's literally just like
wax.
Yeah, it's like wax. It's called body cavity wax or out of body cavity wax. And I'm gonna go ahead and flood the whole entire car with that once I get all my welding and the car is done. The cuts I made were kind of ugly, I'm not gonna lie. They weren't perfect. I tried to get them perfect, but it's really hard when you're cutting 3 sections here, here, here. And quarter panel, like, I mean, I got the cut pretty good, but right here opened up. But it's fine. Right here is a little bit big. I can get that filled in, it should be fine. It's not a big deal. At the end of the day, once all the welding gets done and the money gets done, it'll be perfect. This cut here is beautiful. It's probably the nicest cut here. Nice and straight. You wanna have a little bit of a gap, that way the welding actually fills in from the backside as well, because if the gap is super tight, it's really hard to get the weld all the way through. But I went ahead and prepped everything out. As you guys can see here, everything is prepped out, and it was a pain in the butt, and be honest with you guys, it was very, 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 very annoying and very hard. I don't know why it's being so hard. Every single place here is like glue, so I have to like clean it up with a grinder. Had to clean everything up. But right now what we're gonna do is go ahead and clean up the interior, toss our welding blanket on here, make sure no sparks get inside. We're gonna put another door back on here, make sure the gaps are beautiful, tack weld it everywhere, and then we're gonna pull the doors off and do our final welding. So go ahead and put you guys back on a time lapse, do some cinematic shots, and show you guys all of that. So guys, we are flying through this car, trying to get it back to the customer as soon as possible. Before I show you guys the final gaps, because everything is welded in, it's looking better than OEM. But let me tell you a little bit about these Pinocchio shoes and why I have paper wrapped onto my shoe. As you guys can see here, it literally caught on fire, and when those welding sparks, they fly in through these holes, man, you jump around like you're on Legos, dude. You're just like, wow. I do have a couple of burn marks on my shoes from wearing like tennis shoes when I weld. But anyways, show you guys the gap here and how the door closes. Does not have a seal just yet, but everything is nice and even. Boom here, and then gap all the way through. It is just looking absolutely phenomenal. Go ahead and show you guys this gap. The reason why I'm showing you guys everything, because everything is welded in. And a lot of times when you test fit and weld, the gaps can come off because the welding ties in the two panels together, or you guys know what I'm talking about, just in general you can have a mistake. So I went ahead and measured 100 times before I welded anything to make sure all the gaps are perfect. That is that over there, and it's nice and flush everywhere. And then last thing we have here is this fender. This fender was actually a little bit broken from the accident. It's weird. A lot of times the fenders get deformed, and if you know what you're doing, you can get the fender back into spec and the gap looking all nice and tight like I did here. So this fender was bent on this body line and kind of bent on this one. I went ahead and kind of unfolded the fender, retightened it, everything is looking beautiful. But guys, I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow. We're gonna start mudding, getting the rest of this thing done, and repairing the rear bumper. Peace out, see you tomorrow. Alright guys, so we got our whole entire basically B-pillar, quarter section, dog leg, whatever you want to call it, prepped out for a seam sealer. Actually, first things first, we're going to mud it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and mud here, mud all of this, mud this dent that was here, mud everything, all the transitions. Go ahead and get everything mudded out, dialed out, and then on top of the mud, I'm going to put some seam sealer. That way when it gets painted over, you guys will not tell anything, absolutely. But man, this is taking some insane amount of time. While the mud dries, we're gonna go ahead and go onto the bumper here in the rear, and we're gonna go ahead and fix that right here. That is gonna be a pain in the butt to fix right there. I already know that. So yeah, and plus I gotta shrink the bumper a little bit because it's stretched out right here. It's like bulging out, but we're gonna get right back into work, continue grinding. We want this car done today. So guys, here is where we at on the progress, and I know I said that I'm gonna go ahead and finish the whole entire car today, or in this video, but we have a little problem because I'm not sure who's painting the car, and it seems like I might be painting the car, because if I am painting the car, there's most likely gonna be another episode on the car. And I want to tell you guys a little bit about this rear bumper over here. So I showed you guys earlier in the video this crack right here, and that right there is a pretty risky crack. And if I do repair the bumper right now, clip it back in, chances are there's a humongous chance that when I go to pop it back off, that's gonna break again. So what I'm actually gonna do is repair this right here when I'm at the paint shop, if I'm painting the car. And then the bodywork on the door, or not the door, I apologize, on this piece that we installed is all done, besides a little skim coat of glaze to cover the scratches and all that stuff. But I am waiting for primer right now. I ordered it and it should be here any day now. Didn't come today, unfortunately. So I want to tell you guys, or show you guys a little bit of the bodywork. I went ahead and hid all the damage here as much as I could. Since you guys saw me peeling it off, it was all glued here. I had to chisel it away, and it really ruined this edge of the, what's it called, this dog leg we were replacing. Here's everything nice and beautiful, and it does need a glaze coat right now. That glaze coat will make everything just perfect. So there's that rear door once again, and you guys can see from the side, it is sitting nice and flush. You see what I'm talking about? Everywhere. And then here's this door here. Same as bodywork here. Got the bodywork repaired up here. This looks literally perfect. Like, it does not even need a skim coat just to cover the scratches from the from our 120 grit sandpaper block, what I'm using. And then we got this one here dialed out as well. It's looking beautiful. And I do want to show you guys one thing, how straight this looks down here. Go ahead and kind of get this from here to here, or even just get the whole entire thing. You can see how straight that is. Like, it's literally perfect right here. I do need a I'm gonna contact my painter and see what he wants me to do right here in order to put this texture back on. Does he want me to fill it and make it flat, or can he build up the texture? But guys, that is gonna be it for this video on the A3. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because this thing is a pain. I'm doing a ton of work, and especially with the fact of this piece right here being damaged before. You see that glaze? That's prior to me. That right there is just giving me such an insane headache, because the gap over here is a little bit different due to the bodywork here. So it was really hard to get everything lined up. At first I was having a difficulty of the gap being perfect all up over here, and then it was weird over here. So I had to like shift the door around just to get it all properly sat as it is sitting right now. But guys, with all that being said, you guys have a beautiful rest of the day. I'm gonna be clocking out, and don't forget to follow my Instagram at BYBTim. And if you guys like this video, please drop a like down below to show your support. Peace out.